my co-host, Deion, Lil Almond Butter, Larry.
Yeah, John messaged me today. Said, I got an idea for you for a nickname. And I said, oh, what is that? And he said, just add little to the last thing you ate. And I was like, okay. I had two things. It was peanut butter or almond butter and protein powder, but I had to pick
Little
one.
protein powder is kind of gangster too, man. I would
rather go with that, I think.
Little protein powder in the house, bro. Both of them fit. I'm just going to say almond butter, protein powder. I mean, if it's a chocolate protein powder, it fits, bro.
It was actually a peanut butter protein powder. So
kind of still in the same.
Yeah, it's like
brown is brown, man.
Yeah.
So, hey, man, another cool episode that we did. As of the time of recording this episode, it's currently not out. Better late than never, man. That's all I'm going to say. Like I said, we're not professionals at this. We're doing what we can. But so far what we've done is get it all edited up and exported. I seen an error when I exported it, so I had to go back to the drawing board real quick, fix it. We're exporting it again as we speak, and by the time I get done from here, I'll be able to go upload it and get it all situated.
And we'll get it out to the fans.
Yeah, but it was just another cool topic, man. It was a good one. The fans. Do we have fans yet? Nah.
I mean, they like us.
They exist. They just don't know it yet, right? Yeah. There you go. But no, it was a good episode. We talked about the IFBB pros and the people chasing that card, and not that it's not a good idea, just that there's some expectations that need to come along with it that we've identified in our years here in the industry and talking to people that not a lot of people understand is a reality. So we gave a little insight. We don't know what the hell we're talking about. So by all means, correct us. Just engage. Yeah. That's all we're asking for. New topic. I thought long and hard about this one, and I just want to have some open discussion about it. It's huge for me, and it's to talk about loyalty. Loyalty's one thing that I'm realizing, not just in our industry, because it's not an industry issue in terms of fitness industry or whatever, but human nature, humanity in general, I feel like is really lacking in the realms of loyalty on all levels of the definition of loyalty. So, I mean, we're talking from business to team stuff to relationships to, I mean, you just fucking name it. Loyalty is dead, bro. Yeah. Like, I see a lot of people getting tattoos with loyalty, but not living by the values that loyalty exude. So, a really big issue in today's society, and I know I'm an old head now, and so my frame of thought is kind of old school, but man, loyalty was such a huge thing growing up, at least from where I'm from. Yeah. It was kind of street code, like you just kind of had loyalty to your people, to your family, to your friends, to just your overall society that you lived in. So I want to talk a lot about that because damn, have I experienced some serious lack of loyalty. Yeah. And some stuff openly I'll talk about it because I'm not going to shy away from it. And then there's some shit that it's just not worth bringing up because I shouldn't expect loyalty from certain people. And I think I did because I, too, have been away for too long. So loyalty, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You know what I'm talking about. I mean, we're in a situation in terms of business where, we're building culture, man. Culture brands is a real thing. It's a culture for a reason. And we expect a certain level of loyalty from, sponsored athletes, from our employees, things of that nature, and the people that we associate with and affiliate with. In some cases, you're paying for loyalty. In other cases, you're trying to build community and culture from within our team or our network of people. Yeah. And we expect a certain level of loyalty. But I'm not going to say it grossly outweighs the people who understand what loyalty looks like, because it doesn't. But it is a problem, and if not something that's addressed or people realize about themselves sooner than later, it's going to only escalate from here. So yeah, it's huge, man. It's a very dirty thing to realize when somebody doesn't have loyalty to you after you've been loyal to them for so long, and in so many different facets of what loyalty looks like and means to, at least to me, in my sense.
With that being said, loyalty comes in many different forms and ways. and I'm sure you've experienced more ways of disloyalty than loyalty via other people. But
Yes.
with that being said, some of you may look at loyalty as not what we explained today, and that's okay. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I said, there will be a whole bunch of different types or variations of what loyalty should look like. A really common one is just relationships, man. And I used to, when we first opened Metroflex, I thought it was like an industry thing. I was like, man, it's a lot of people like cheating and fooling around with each other within this environment or this industry. You know, as you get to know people, like I said in the last episode, people confess things to us. You know, people talk to us at the front desk. It's really just kind of
For sure.
a therapy booth, man.
Yeah, you learn a lot about people. That's for sure.
For sure. Yeah. Inadvertently, a lot that you don't want to learn about people too.
Very true.
So there's a huge negative side to that. But man, the amount of people that are just out here fucking cheating on each other and messing around with each other, married couples and not married. I mean, it's just, you name it, bro. Like there's at least, and I come from a, you know, back when we were younger, you know, like there was players and there was all this and there was all that stuff. And I'm not justifying the way we grew up. That was garbage too. And that was bad, just as bad, but it's clearly escalated because I would like to say, and maybe it's that whole thing about a scorned woman, but man, women are bad in when it comes to being players or cheating or whatever the situation may be. Like these days, it's nothing like back in the day. Back in the day, it was hard, man. And, you know, dudes had to work to be players. And, you know, it was just kind of like a game, and it was forbidden by girls, and they frowned upon it. They hated dudes that were like that. It was just, you know, it wasn't a very common thing for a female to be a cheater or a player or none of that. And now bro, they're making songs about it. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's just crazy. It's
going both ways
trips me
now.
out. And I don't want to get hung up just on like that kind of a cultural thing, like cheating in terms of loyalty, but just all kinds of aspects. You know, like for me, from a business standpoint, because I sponsor athletes, I've seen it, and I've sponsored dozens of people over the years. Yeah. I've seen disloyalty in all kinds of different shapes and forms, man. I've invested in people and built people up from the beginning. Since the day we opened, it's kind of been something we've done because we wanted to be different than every other gym and fitness industry business that was around here. We really wanted to play a role in helping people advance, helping people chase their dreams, their pro cards, their goals, their PRs, you know, or whatever it was that people were after. We wanted to be a contributing factor to that. And just one of the many factors that go into what people say. You know, like one thing that keeps getting to me is I keep thinking about a statement I made in the last one that we filmed, and I didn't want to go in and correct it or edit it out because it was just raw and it was real. But I said I've financially invested in people. You know, I said I financed people chasing the dream. Yeah. For pro cards. I didn't mean solely myself. You know what I mean? I just meant like we've invested financially in people's journey, but I know that there's so many other contributing factors to someone's journey, especially those who have achieved their pro cards.
Well, you have a tie with these people as well. I wouldn't say it was solely financial either. So
and I don't mean it that way.
Yeah.
I said it in that, you know, I didn't want people to get the impression that I'm trying to say I'm personally financially responsible for somebody chasing these dreams or achieving them. No, not it. That's not what I'm implying. I was one of the many factors that played a role for sure, but it was a financial backing from ours. In the same sense, you know, we look to build people up. I always say we built Metroflex to be a platform for people that are trying to chase their dreams and their goals, right? So I mean that. Like I truly mean that. Like our goal is to help people go after whatever it is. That's why we built it. That's why we play the kind of role that we do. Yeah. And it's just a huge investment in someone else's hope or belief in themselves that we're trying to make. And that's the way we give back. That's the way we contribute to our industry, is to try and be those people. So I take it as somebody being disloyal when it's so many different ways I could put it. When they not leave us for a better opportunity, because I contract that. I tell them, hey, if you have a better opportunity, our job was done. Yeah. Well, our goal is to help expose people to those better opportunities or, you know, bigger situations within the realms of what they're trying to achieve. And if at any point there's a way for us to stay associated, we're looking to do that always. We don't want to separate, and we don't want to run and make everything a conflict of interest and stuff. So I try to be really open-minded about that in our contracts and when we were kind of discussing how we wanted the contracts to be written out. And I always tell people, if the better opportunity comes along and it's a conflict of interest, drop us.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
That's okay.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, drop us. That's the goal. But I expect a certain level of conversation to take place. I've been lied to about the reason why somebody ended their, sponsorships. I've also had to just end people's sponsorships because they weren't a contributing factor.
Yeah.
They didn't kick back in the ways that we were looking for kickback. When we put money and discounts and free product and apparel and free memberships and things of that nature behind people, a sponsorship, there is a give and take relationship. They're supposed to be So when you're not meeting those obligations, or you're not able to accumulate the X number of sales with your discount codes or anything like that, like there's a big gap now between your sponsor and your sponsorship. So but and then saying no to somebody or cutting them off seems to offend them.
Yeah.
Even though it's contracted, even though you've had the discussions and we've built relationships and friendships along the years, but anytime I've had to end that relationship, like it was basically when they couldn't take from me anymore, they couldn't get something from me, they kind of just dog me out, and not even just me as a person. I speak on behalf of Ill Eagle.
Yeah.
Me as a brand, as far as Ill Eagle is concerned, or Metroflex, H&I, whatever it may be. It would, and it isn't every case scenario, but there is some, and people, they know who they are if they've done this. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna, say names or anything because it's just been quite a few people.
Yeah.
But it's almost as if though they don't want anything to do with us anymore.
Yeah.
Because we can't, or because you didn't deliver on your end, and it's always some weird random excuse. I can't afford that membership now that it's not free or whatever. And then they bail and go pay full price somewhere else anyway. So it's hard not to take it personal. It's hard not to be like, well, that's pretty fucked up. Like, we had your back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We promoted you. We endorsed you. We built you up. We helped contribute to whatever it is you've accomplished or whoever you are at this point today. And the second we're like, hey, sorry, we can't continue this. It's not working out, you know? And trust me, bro, it never happens to where we're just like, hey, all right, you suck, we're done. No, it's over a course of time. Like, hey, I really need you to kick it. I really need you to kick in gear here and do more. You're not doing, what do we have, like 4 posts a week that we're looking for from an athlete, things along those lines. So it's never one of those situations where it's just like, hey, cool, it's amicable.
Yeah, no it's beef. Like they just stop doing what they should be doing.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's a really weird thing to me, especially in business, because one thing that I've learned from business, and I've only been doing this, I've been an entrepreneur. I can calculate based on all the things I've done in my life for over a couple decades probably now. But as a businessman, a successful businessman who's made some ground in the business industry and has taken myself to a level I've never been at, I can say that I've seen a lot of different examples of people who lack loyalty. And it's weird. It's extraordinarily weird, man. And people always come to us and like, hey, especially if they think they know me or they're loyal to me and they're like, man, how can I get a discount? Or, I want to support you. I want to do that. Man, none of that shit's true.
Yeah.
It's just not true. Like, loyalty isn't really truly there. And it's definitely a give-take situation. So I'm not even saying like I've been 100% to my obligations to people along the way. I've had a lot of learning curves. You know what I mean? I wasn't an expert at this. I had to learn how to do these things, and I changed my approach several times and whatnot. But it's always come down to when I had to say no or could no longer cater or provide for somebody, it just seems to end in a weird way on their part. Almost like a weird beef, or they want to just completely separate themselves from us, and that's strange to me. So like going forward, my sights are set on people who don't want this because they think they deserve it. I want to look for people who want this because they just want to be a part of what we're creating. And if they can't be a part of it officially, then unofficially, they still want to have some representation. They still want to help. They still want to be around. They still want to support the movement, whatever it may be.
They're like part of the community.
Yeah. Like it's important that we build that sort of quote unquote fan base for our brands, because that representation, that ambassadorship that comes in, it's valuable. I have seen over the years on a daily basis people who aren't affiliated with us beyond just being a paying member at Metroflex and a purchasing or buying customer at H&I Nutrition, who represent the shit out of our brands
For sure.
for nothing. Harder than our sponsored athletes.
I've seen it a
you know
ton,
what I mean?
yeah.
They outwork our sponsored athletes in terms of representation, in terms of tagging us and sharing that they got product from us or buying our apparel or whatever it may be. That's what I'm looking for. That, like, hey, if I can't work with you right now because of a financial hardship or because you're not delivering on your end, and I want to say we got to cut ties in terms of that sponsorship relationship, but man, I still appreciate your support and I still got your back however I can. Like, I still want to. We've built a relationship. I would like to believe that's really not usually an option.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking for that to be going forward. I want loyalty, man, because I'm having a really hard time identifying the fact that it just doesn't really exist anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I run into, like, even at the store when I'm working at the store, I've got guys that will come in and be like, yeah, I heard about this place from blah blah blah, and it's not a sponsored athlete, it's just a random person. I'm like, those are the people we want around. Those are the people that could eventually be sponsored athletes.
Yes. And they're people that we take care of too.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, you make it a point to, like, identify those people. And, I don't even know. Here's a discount, or hey man, someone came in today to buy your mensch. Here's a free shaker cup. Whatever. Like, we try and give something. Obviously you can't just break the business for everybody that sends somebody our way. But man, we're appreciative. We truly are, and we'll do whatever we can to show that appreciation, even if it's just something as minor as a discount on your product or because you purchase from us regularly. Things like that. So yeah, it's a big deal, man. I mean, I think about how many people who have come through these doors and essentially built their brand or even created businesses off of us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Off of our members, off of what we've created and we've built, and then run with it as if though, like, we did an injustice to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I can't prevent anybody from building their business. People could do it right now that aren't even associated with us, that just work out there. There's nothing I could really do about that. And I wouldn't want to try to prevent that. I appreciate everybody's, opportunity for success. Mm-hmm. And I love to be a contributing factor to that in any which way, even if it's just by collateral result, Yeah. But damn, it's like, we get dogged out for building people up sometimes, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so strange to me that the way people see loyalty, the way, or the lack of loyalty that exists in people today. So I don't know how much of a big discussion there is to have around that beyond just kind of pointing that out and creating some open discussion around it, because it's weird. And I hate to call it a generational thing, but obviously it is, because, and I think everything's a generational thing. It just depends on when you were born and how you view things and what you're accustomed to, because cell phones are a generational thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, it's not always a negative either, but it's just the reality of it. And I don't understand it. And maybe you can give better perspective or shed some light on it, because you're kind of from this generation more so than I am.
Well, I feel like we definitely got it from your generation of people. I feel like they made it more common to do, and we made it more okay to do. So they made it so that we did it more often, because, like, individuals grow from their parents. They're like, okay, I seen my parents do this. They weren't always together. They got divorced. Now we made it more okay to go and
I think you're onto something.
I think is how it kind of works, because I know people that'll be like, yeah, I was with this girl. I'm with this girl now too. This girl's pregnant. I'm like, wait.
There's a lot. There's a lot of broken homes coming from my generation. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Like, there's a bigger abundance of people who have multiple kids with multiple people, and they're not in real relationships or weren't. I'm guilty of that. but I've repented, bro. I've repented. Yeah. I'm not saying you can't be a disloyal person, but man, when you identify it, you got to have some kind of a conscience about it. Yeah. And people who don't are running rampant right now. It's weird.
And like I said, we made it more okay to like, the feeling isn't the same as when you used to get cheated on 20 years ago. Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Now it's like, okay, cool. I'm a boss. That's it. Yeah. That's a good thing.
I've seen like memes and reels or whatever you want to call them, like on Instagram and stuff like that, where it's just like it's a common talk. You know how they go up to couples on the streets with their cell phones and they want to interview them and do all. And I know a lot of that shit is staged and corny, but like they'll be like, you know, guy and girl in the kind of corner and be like, hey, can I ask you some personal questions? They're like, sure, go for it. Like, y'all ever cheat on each other? And they're just like, yeah, I cheated on them. And she's like, well, you cheated first. That's why I cheated. No, you cheated first. That's why I cheated.
It's a game to them.
But, you know, we love each other. And I'm just like, oh, man. But that's like teaching. That's like sending the message. You know what I mean? Like that. It's teaching. It's a teaching process, bro. So like my kids are going to grow up 10 times
thinking it's okay.
Fucked off as this current generation that's creating that. You know what I mean?
For
it's
sure.
But it is. It's just so weird to me. And I know it's just like old head talk, man. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
I don't get the logic behind it being that okay. I don't, you know what I mean? Like when we did it, we at least hit it. You know what I mean? And we didn't talk about it like it was normal. In fact, if you got caught cheating, it was like, fuck, all right, this is a wrap, right? I just ruined everything. Nowadays, they're just like, well, I'm gonna cheat on you, and then we're gonna be fine.
Yeah, or like I'm gonna go hit up your friend after this, like, and she's okay
thing.
with it.
Your homeboy might do it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's the other, like that's loyalty, disloyal person in its purest form. Right there. Like if your girl can know that she can go to your boy and your boy's gonna give in, that's not really your boy, man.
Exactly.
That's weird to me. I don't know
For sure.
So yeah, it's out there, man. And it's definitely something that I guess my generation brought to the table, and then your generation just banged on.
Yeah, nowadays people are thriving to be toxic. Like they want to be toxic in a relationship. That's a good thing. There's memes, and I find them funny.
Plenty memes. Yeah, I laugh at them, bro. But it's like a sick humor to me.
It is.
It's just like I don't know. Yeah, it's sick. There's another weird thing, and it's just way off topic. Which I think is fucking strange, and I don't know how anybody gets down with it. But like, there's this weird thing about stepbrothers and stepsisters hooking up right now.
That is weird.
It's like every video, meme, or TikTok or reel that you see, there's like, oh, mom and dad left. I'm gonna see if my stepsister wants to lay together on the bed. Like weird shit. And I'm just like, what the fuck are you guys teaching? Like this is fucking weird. Like I'm sorry, man. I don't vibe with that kind of stuff. That's just strange to me, man. But it's a weird generational thing that's happening. So, but that just kind of, you know, that's another one of those things where it's just like loyalty, man. There's certain lines you don't cross that seem weird, and for some reason it's all acceptable, like socially acceptable. It's open game, you know, just it's bad, you know, like talking about being man hoes and women hoes and hot girl summers and, you know, all these, it's just like that's open talk and the discussion about just saying, hey, like, yeah, fuck loyalty, man. We're just sleeping around, smashing, hooking up, whatever. Yeah. That's just kind of the game. That's how it works. I'm in his DMs and you know what I mean? Like all these, it's every meme I see it has something to do with some kind of relational disloyalty, and it's just that openly accepted, bro. And it's just like, it's cool. That's just how we do it now. I don't know. That's strange. Marriage is probably, I bet there's some statistics on how scarce
I'm sure the divorce rate is increased by so much in the past like 10 years. Like,
you think the divorce rate increased, or more so than the fact that people just aren't even getting married as much anymore? Or it almost seems like too, like people are getting married these days just for the sake of getting married. It doesn't really mean anything. They'll break up in a heartbeat if they need to. You know what I mean?
I see a lot of 20-year-old individuals getting married, and I find that to be very, very odd.
I agree.
Just like, especially young 20-year-olds, like you have so much life ahead of you. Same with having kids, which that's a touchier subject, but you don't know this person truly. You've known them for 3 years, 2 years. You don't know whether or not you want to be with this person. You've been alive for 20 years. You've been with this person for 3 years. You've been by yourself for 17. Like the math doesn't add up there. Yeah. Like you're not giving it enough time, and that's where a lot of relationships are failing. I think the divorce rate is probably higher, to go off that question.
Yeah, you're probably right. I would say, because they are still doing it. They're just not doing it as seriously anymore.
Yeah, it's more like it's a look, like you said. It's like people just want to show off.
Oh, that's so strange to me.
Yeah, I find it very odd. The way I grew up, I kind of had it instilled in me at a young age, not like via, I mean, I guess having 10 siblings, I saw some stuff and I was around some things. So it's like, I saw, but the whole time.
You just called your pops out, did you?
The whole time my parents stayed together, and that's kind of what I saw, is like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be there. I saw them both work jobs for very long amounts of time. That it showed that like that's important to them. They're not just going to leave their people, whether or not it's a job or a career that they like. I saw them same with each other relationship wise. I saw it with their kids. Like my dad would do anything for me, like anything. So it's like that's where I grew to find loyalty. And then also another source is my older brother, who taught me like you're gonna have so many friends in your school age that are gonna leave you. Like same with work friends. You'll have so many work friends. They're not your real friends. They don't know a thing about you. It's like
it's just work.
Yeah, it's just work. You're just talking to each other because you are both there. You know. So I kept 2 friends around. You know, the whole time. Still friends with them today. So
nice.
Yeah,
that's cool. I've had lots of friends, man. I've had lifelong friends that I've known for over 20 years that I don't even speak to anymore. Which is another, like, you can get into some weird stuff when you get into business, man. I'm telling you, depending on the kind of grind that you put to it, or the kind of person you are when you grind, if you're truly about success, you turn off a lot of things in life to focus. And I have a lot of lifelong friends that just couldn't handle that experience. You know, it's weird. Like they were. I have a really, one of my longest time friends, or was a friend, who I was the best man in his wedding. And we had like this pact, like he was going to be the best man at my wedding if I ever got married, because back then nobody believed I was going to get married. It was just like this running joke. But I finally got married, and I asked him to be my best man, and he turned me down. He said, "I feel like we don't know each other because we don't talk that much." I'm like, "Bro, I've known you for like 25 fucking years. What are you talking about? Like you've been my boy, like my brother forever, man. I was the best man." And he's just like, "Yeah, I just wouldn't feel right."
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, but like, I guess that's weird.
Crazy.
But that's supposed to be a lifelong friend.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of weird, man. I don't understand that lack of understanding when you get into business that people have.
It's definitely different.
For your, you would think they'd be excited for you. You would think that they'd want you to achieve success, that they would want you to blow up and do all these things. But man, that's not the reality of it.
Yeah. I mean,
it's strange.
It goes for prepping as well. Like I haven't experienced it yet, but I'm sure it'll come. There's going to be individuals that don't want to wait around for you to be available for them. Yeah. Like they want you to be available then and now. And if you're not,
9 times out of 10, they ain't doing shit with their lives.
Exactly.
So they're really just judging you for trying to work so hard at something, because they would never. They're just like, I couldn't imagine.
But they don't see why they don't see why you want to do it. But obviously, there's good intent in what you're doing.
They don't understand your loyalty.
Yeah.
To you and to your goals.
Mm-hmm.
So another facet of loyalty and lack of is a lot of people just aren't loyal to themselves and their goals and what they want out of life. So
for sure,
I think that's a huge important factor in terms of loyalty too. Not just people being disloyal to you, but an individual being disloyal to themselves. That's another big lacking area, especially in today's day and age, man, where a little loyalty to yourself can go way further than it used to.
For real.
You can get really focused on your goals and your ambitions in life and change your whole mindset if you just had a little loyalty to the success that you desired and whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, whether it be athletics, business, education, anything along those lines, man. Loyalty is going to be a factor. You got to be loyal to the process in which you're trying to achieve your success. If your friends are pushing you to come out and party and drink every weekend and get distracted and hang out and do all these different things, and they're not trying to accomplish anything in life, there's going to be a huge lack of loyalty. And it's going to be viewed from both parts, right? Mm-hmm. Your friends are going to think you're not loyal to them because you don't want to hang out and screw your life around. And you're going to think they're not loyal to you because they don't support you being a better person. So it kind of goes both ways. I've seen it. I've witnessed it firsthand, all of it, man. When I talked about in the beginning, when I first started Metroflex and I had this big ambition to build an empire and everything out of it, I had 9 dudes on my team and 2 of them were my brothers. You know what I mean? So like, and I'm not knocking them. They didn't have the desire to continue the hard work and effort it was going to take for something that basically was just my dream, and I was offering an opportunity for everyone to be a part of.
Yeah.
But to some degree, there it was a lack of loyalty to me for them to fall off and not commit to something that they said they wanted and that wanted to be a part of, you know what I mean? So yeah, I still saw that, you know, so as being disloyal. It's just like I see certain sponsored athletes who, you know, and employees and things of that nature who have left on bad terms when it was just a simple situation that could have ended it. You know, like for me, especially with sponsored athletes, it's really weird. I've had athletes lie to me about why they couldn't be sponsored anymore, because they couldn't capacitate it or there was just too much going on in life and whatever. And I was respectful. I'm like, yeah, yo, I respect that. That's totally cool. No big deal. Only for them to like disappear and end up in another situation with other sponsorships and other affiliations and associations. And it's just like, you know, my contracts give you that out.
Yeah.
You could not have burnt a bridge with me and just been cool as hell and just been like honest and said, hey, I just want to try other things. And I would have been fully supportive of it like I have for the past 6 years, you know, that I've been backing some of these people. So it's to me, that's a lack of loyalty to what we were offering as a brand, as a company, and also a lack of loyalty to themselves because they lost their integrity in my eyes.
Yeah.
They bullshitted me about why they didn't want to affiliate with us anymore, and then kind of ghosted us in a weird way and still went on and did sponsorships and other things. And it's just like, all right, cool. Well, I see where your standards lie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's just, I don't know. In the same breath, some of those people that have done that exact scenario have also been around for so long that when other people have done it, they've condemned them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They've condemned them. They've written them off. They don't speak to them anymore because you were disloyal to the team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You turned your back on us and we helped build you up and you just sold us out for another opportunity. I've seen them dog other people as part of this team and then turn around and do the same shit and not blink an eye at it, bro. So there's loyalty for you in today's day and age.
There's got to be something on your conscience for that. Like when you go back and you think of the decisions you made, and
with the lack of loyalty in society today, do you really think there's much of a conscience going around with people anymore?
I think as myself, like I can't speak for others, I guess. So it's like I don't know. I don't know.
It's weird though, right? I mean, like I'm just being real, man. Like, straight up, there's so little desire to be a loyal person in people's eyes. And again, it's not always like I know people who are faithful in their marriages and all that shit and still lack loyalty in other departments or aspects of their life, man. So loyalty means so many different things or is applicable to so many different, aspects of life.
Yeah.
And everybody has a little bit of it in them, and even myself, man, I know for a fact I do. The difference between me and some of the other people is I'm desperately trying to adjust, work on these ailments and fix myself, all the time. Every day I'm working on achieving a new level of bettering myself because I'm loyal to myself now. I realize what I want out of life. I realize that to achieve the next level of success above and beyond what I've already accomplished is going to take a whole new person, a completely different mindset than what I have right now. So, as I'm taking notes on a day-to-day basis of what are the most valuable and important things, my integrity always comes in, being honest always comes in, and loyalty always comes in. These are 3 of the 10 core values that we're creating for Ego 2 is honesty, integrity, and loyalty right out the gate. Because if you can't bring none of that to the table, don't even affiliate. Just don't, because you want to be able to keep up. Yeah. You know what I mean? You won't be able to keep up with everyone else that's going to be a part of the process.
Yeah, it just won't work.
This is going to be a core value that's instilled throughout the company that everybody has to understand, live by, and memorize. Because I don't mind being so strict in those avenues because it's not hard on you to better yourself, right? Most people will be like, whoa, that's some really strict policies we have to live by and follow. And it's just like, yeah, cool, but it's only going to make you a better fucking person. Yeah, it's only going to make you more elite member of society to have these values. I don't want core values for my company that can't be applicable outside of the workplace.
Yeah, if you can't live to those capacities, the team is not for you.
No, it's
not. Just that simple.
It's the same with going forward. Like I've talked about employment. We've been screwed so hard. I mean, we've had employees steal blindly from us and do illegal activity out of our companies and lied to me for years and acted like they were my most loyal fucking people. And people know who I'm talking about when I say this. That was a piece of shit dude right there. That was somebody who really, really lacked loyalty and pretended to be one of my most loyal associates.
Yeah.
And was just robbing me blind every fucking day. So yeah, I have a personal issue with the lack of loyalty in people. So I'm changing all my systems and my whole operation based around loyalty.
Yeah.
Right? You can't even get a job with illegal culture brands going forward anymore unless you truly understand loyalty and the core values that we're going to implement here. Because if you're not ready to represent us and see everything outside of our branding as a conflict of interest, don't associate with us.
Oh.
You know what I mean? If you want a job at H&I Nutrition and you're not willing to use your free membership at Metroflex as being a part of illegal culture brands, don't bother applying. We don't want you. I want people to be down with us. You know, like I've told you guys, I want people banging these brands, like banging our colors. You know what I mean? Represent that shit hard for man. Like go hard for the team. Let's build an impression. Let's brand and show people who we are. And that's what loyalty will look like. You know, I'll be able to see who's loyal and who's not, because you won't miss an opportunity to represent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I want it to be so hard that if someone's like, hey man, I'm going to this cool event or this fitness expo or this, you know, Spartan run or whatever it is they're doing, I need some apparel. I need some branding to take with me. What should I take? What, you know, can I represent? Like, hell yeah. Yeah. I got members who do that all the time, man. Like, hey, I know you guys aren't sponsoring right now, but I have this thing coming up. Do you care if I wear some Metroflex logos on my gear? Like, nah, man, I'll put the logos on your apparel for free. Yeah. Hell yeah. Thanks for representing, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, whatever you, bring me your singlet, bring me your t-shirt, whatever you got. What do you want on the H&I, Metroflex? You know, we can throw it all on there. And that's loyalty. And it's also another example of some everyday members who outwork our sponsored athletes. Mm-hmm. Because not all of our sponsored athletes put it to the grind. And I know it's been a crazy past couple of years, and I haven't been holding a lot of people accountable in terms of the athlete team, due to the simple fact that I understand the hardships right now. I understand the mental struggles. I understand, you know, everything that everyone's dealing. I'm dealing with that shit too, man. I'm just really working overtime to overcome them and continue to try to win my day every day, because I can't allow myself to get distracted. Yeah. If I fall apart, everything falls apart. You know what I mean? If I'm at least intact while people are falling apart underneath me, at least I can step up to the plate and take some lead. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like, it's important for me to work on myself continuously all day, every day, and trying to overcome the things we're dealing with. But I haven't attacked our team as much as I probably would like to, especially with the mindset that I'm developing right now for leadership. But primarily because shit's hard, man. It is. It's hard. I get it. Times are hard and it's confusing, and it looks meek. I don't know even what to say about what's to come, you know, in our future in America or in the world, you know, the way things are looking. Everything that once was a conspiracy theory is now being, you know, proven not to be a conspiracy. In fact, most of it's coming true every day as we speak. And we're turning into a weird communist controlled type of country. So it's hard for me to go up to people, hey man, you didn't share H&I Nutrition today and they're just like, yeah, I know, sorry, but like the world's kind of crazy. Yeah. Like and last year, I haven't been motivated, and I have, you know, like I'm not even in the gym that much, or I'm not taking subs because I'm broke, or I'm out of a job, or, you know, whatever. Exactly. They're fighting for their jobs. It's been really, really hard for me to get down on people. But those who there's a lot of the athletes who identify that they're lacking. And they reach out to me and they're like, yo, sorry, we haven't been producing, and, you know, everything's just crazy, and I haven't been in the gym, and that's, man, that's cool. That's all I'm looking for. I appreciate, you know, you reaching out and letting me know what's been, you know, jamming you up, and if there's anything I can do to support it, let me know. I don't have an expectation for you to go crazy. I understand where you're at. If you got it in you, man, fuck, I would love it. You know, and if I could motivate you to do it, I will. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I don't want to push the issue and then make them feel some type of way because I wasn't being an understanding person, because I don't know how much more understanding people could possibly be than what is needed right now in terms of what's going on in this world. So it's crazy, man. And we're seeing, in speaking in terms of loyalty, man, we're seeing a real lackluster government being loyal to its people right now. Yeah. It's crazy.
It is crazy. Yeah. You see it every day, and people are outspoken in the way that they're talking about our president and things like that, which is pretty rare.
Big name people, man. It's interesting. I don't want to start talking about stuff that's going to get our channel removed for misinformation, but the reality of it is there's shit going on in this country, and people are seeing it. Celebrities and athletes and everyone who were once in opposition of the belief system that we're looking at right now are now coming to terms with the fact that, something doesn't add up. You know, before they were probably super pro Biden, like Biden's the one because everyone believed Trump was racist and he was, you know, this piece of shit dude. Yeah. We got rid of Trump, brought in Biden, and he just flipped us upside down as a nation. You know, and all those people are now going, whoa, something ain't right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Something happened
Hold
here.
up.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, we might have not thought about this one thoroughly, or you know, we a lot of people, I feel like, which is the biggest common mistake, is they were responding to emotion.
Yeah.
They were reacting with emotion instead of taking some time to really dissect and look into the situation a little bit further. Their favorite celebrities, and everybody was like, Biden's the man. Trump's racist. Can't you see it? And everyone's just like, yeah, true.
Yep. You did your research.
I'm not
I know
really
that.
sure he got 81 million votes, and I think most people in this country feel that same way now. But yeah, man, lack of loyalty across the board, kind of all over the place, and it's really crazy to see. So I'm hoping that we find a way around it. You know, from a business standpoint,
For sure.
I'm really grinding hard to figure out how to implement a system into our workplace and with our sponsored athletes that demands the loyalty in a super positive and rewarding way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want people to understand that their loyalty is only going to be beneficial to them in my eyes. I'm going to find ways to do more for those people, to represent them harder, to create opportunities for them, because they're really kicking back to us in terms of the trade we're asking for. You know, if I invest money in you as a sponsored athlete, I'm looking for a return, no doubt about it. That's business 101, right? Like, I made an investment. That investment is supposed to have a return.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're just a guy with some money. That's
right. And it's like, you know, I've had anywhere between 12 to 20 something sponsored athletes at a time over the years, and you would think I would be able to see more fruits than we've seen, so to speak. And again, I don't sponsor big name people. I try to sponsor people that we could build together with, because I want to create that system. You know, I don't want to just be like, hey, you're a really big name and I want to use you for that. No, that's not the case at all. I want people to believe in who we are and not just see that we were affiliated with somebody who already did it. You know what I mean? So I love the idea of sponsoring people that I see something in and trying to build as a team, right? Like, let's build the brand up alongside the athlete.
Yeah.
You know, the athletes building themselves up alongside of us, and we're just kind of scratching each other's back all the way through the growth process. But that doesn't seem to be very easy to do. And there's a lot of things that I lack in understanding on how to create a system like that, so to speak. So I'm working on learning that stuff. But people are shady, man. Yeah. That's one thing I've learned is people are shady. And in this industry, they're all looking out for themselves, and they're all trying to, you know.
Yeah, it's a very selfish area.
Oh, for sure. Big time, man. Not just a selfish sport. And people talk about, you know, bodybuilding per se all the time. But we're not just a bodybuilding industry, right? We're in the fitness industry in general. In fact, the majority of what we do is not even bodybuilding. It just looks that way. I tell people all the time, they're always like, well, you're a bodybuilding gym only. That's why I don't go there. I'm just like, nah, we're not. We have more of every genre than any gym in this community. Yeah. There's not a gym that's more well equipped for multiple genres of fitness than Metroflex Gym Fargo. Guaranteed. And so I tell people all the time, you only think we're a bodybuilding gym because those are the people that take all the fucking selfies and the pictures in the gym. So whenever you see Metroflex being promoted, it's because all the bodybuilders are taking pictures of themselves and posting it or whatever. So it appears that way. But that's not even close to the majority of the people. We have everyday normal people in that gym, and that's the majority of our members.
Yeah, it's very cool to go in there and this is off topic, but it's very cool to go in there at freaking 6 a.m. and it's just a full parking lot. Yeah, like every morning. It's so great to just experience, and like if you haven't done it, go in at 6 a.m. Most people are leaving already. That's the weird part, but it is a full parking lot. Like it's
we got a busy like 4 or 5 o'clock crowd. Yeah, like it's nuts.
But I can't wake up that early.
I try to tell people we just have lifestylers, man. Yeah, it's people who live this, whether they're powerlifting, bodybuilding, Olympic lifting, MMA fighting, training for triathlons or whatever. Yeah. We have all that there.
And it's the best gym in the area.
CrossFitting, we're not a CrossFit gym, and we're not claiming that, but we've got all the same equipment they use in those kind of gyms.
Yeah. And as far as our team goes, I know we're talking about sponsored athletes and things, but as our team is starting to grow more, I feel as if we're definitely trying to bring those qualities and those core values into our team, like, just so people understand that this isn't just a job. We're creating a team, a full team of people that are willing to do the things that are going to be extra. You're not just clocking in and clocking out. You're using your social media to get our brand out there and things like that. Like, that's what we look for. You're a good person. You're willing to go out and talk to others. That's a very important aspect of what we do. I've got people on the street that'll come up to me while I'm wearing a H&I shirt. They're like, H&I Nutrition, what's that? I'm like, it's a supplement store. I'm there most days. Come check it out. Got everything you need.
Yeah.
And so it's like,
so you're always representing,
exactly,
or you're at least finding opportunities to be representing when you can.
Yeah.
And that's what loyalty looks like.
Yeah.
It's that simple. You know what I mean? But I feel like people lack the desire to do what you're talking about for the most part, because they're just like, well, what's in it for me? Yeah. What do I get? And it's just like, especially from a sponsored athlete, it's like, well, you're getting it.
Yeah.
What do you mean? You know what I mean? Like, we're doing our part.
Yeah. You know how
I can't think of a time where I said no to somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like when I have said no, I've lost like that. Like, I've had people, bro, who I've paid for hotels and national and competition entry fees, which is something we do normally.
Yeah. But
I've gone above and beyond and paid, for hotel stays and everything for these athletes who I had to stop sponsoring because of a conflict of interest, or because, they weren't doing their part, or whatever the situation may be. And they've completely just walked away from me. And it's just like, I really went above and beyond my contractual obligation to you as a company.
Yeah.
At every opportunity that arose. And the one time I have to say no to you, you're just like, yo, fuck this dude, and you bail.
Yeah.
That shit's weird to me,
and
man.
the thing is those are not the people that are going above and beyond before you are going above and beyond. As you go above and beyond, and these people are barely doing the bare minimum.
And I'm doing it to try to set the example
Yeah.
of what loyalty looks like, right? And when you make a contract, you signed a loyalty agreement.
Yeah.
Essentially, you know what I mean? You're saying, yeah, this is how my loyalty is going to look. This is exactly the way it's going to pan out.
Yeah.
Off of paper, right? And there's that expectation, because that spells loyalty. You signing your fucking name on the line and agreeing to the terms of that contract made you a contractually obligated, loyal person to us.
Yeah.
But have I ever used that against anybody? Nah, I've just been like, cool, go. Because, I don't want that around me.
Yeah.
And I don't want that representation. I don't want a fake representation. If you're here pretending to be loyal to us just because you're getting something out of us, bounce.
There's no point in having you.
Bounce. I don't desire you. I don't even want you. Like, if this is you and you're a sponsored athlete, I'm telling you right now, leave. I don't like you.
And you generally don't bring the people we want.
I don't
around.
like your kind. I don't want nothing to do with you. If this is you and I just haven't discovered it yet, do yourself a favor and dip, because you won't matter. You're not going to make a difference to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's one thing that I've learned, is because of the lack of loyalty, I've hardened my approach. I've hardened my mentality, and I didn't want to have to, but I feel like it's only more beneficial anyway.
It is.
Because we're only going to keep loyal people around us now. We're only going to keep people that truly see an opportunity in us to do something and want to contribute to the growth factor that we're trying to create in making those opportunities available to people, right? Like, I'm not sponsoring people so that I could stay at the same level. I'm sponsoring people so that we can all elevate, so that we can all become something bigger as a team, right? And what looks doper than a team that grows together? You know what I mean? Like, there's nobody that can say they're the one contributing factor to our growth, bro. It's like everybody combined is the contributing factor, right? And you can't get in, like, you can make, $10-15 million a year in business on your own. It's pretty easy to do that in today's society. But once you want to start hitting those 20, 25, 50 million, 60, 100 millions, you need a fucking team. You need an entire operation. You're not going to pull that off alone. You hear people say it all the time that are successful and that have built them, and they've all are synonymously saying and agreeing there's no other way to do it without a team. Yeah. And so in order for us to reach these new heights of success that we're trying to reach, we have to go above and beyond the $5 and $10 million mindset now. We got to go like 20, 30, 40, $50 million mindset. And in order to do that and have that mindset, you need to have a team, right? So we're right now we're really focused and geared on building that team. And I'm only looking for loyalty from people to be a part of this team. I want people who are going to be loyal to the process, loyal to the system, loyal to the contracts, loyal to the brands, loyal to everything. You know what I mean? We do, don't take this the wrong way. We have a lot of athletes who are loyal to us and who do really well and have been with us for many years and who try their best not to just take and not give back. Some of them just don't have the influence yet to contribute enough, but they definitely put the effort forth on a daily basis. You know what I mean? And that's all I'm looking for. Bro. I'm not saying, oh, you didn't produce any fucking numbers, I'm done with you.
Yeah.
Because if that was the case, I wouldn't have any.
Yeah, athletes. I was gonna say that's never been the case.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't have any athletes if that was the case. But no, the majority of my athletes have been with us for years.
Yeah.
Because I'm so fucking loyal to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it boils down to. And most of them are loyal to us. But there's always those few that come through and eventually burn themselves out and probably are sitting on the table right now waiting to be burnt out.
Yeah.
Who have zero loyalty to the process, zero loyalty to the brand, and are just collecting.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna try and fake it till you make it, you're gonna get exposed.
Oh, for sure.
It comes out every
There's no
time.
longevity to that.
Yeah,
There really isn't. There's no longevity to that, especially in an operation like mine, because I'm looking for that shit.
Yeah.
I'm keen to that, bro. Like, you're not really here you're not really repping us. You're not really about us and our brand, and you don't have the same belief systems as us. You're just out for yourself.
Yeah.
And I've seen some of the people that have burnt us, you know, when their opportunity wasn't there for them anymore. I've seen them do that more than once. I've seen them do that to other people. I've seen the way, you know, I can tell by the way people, you know, date and have relationships and things along those lines. And we've been with enough people over the years to see them do these things. I know what their loyalty looks like. You know what I mean? I can tell based on someone's work ethic what their loyalty is going to look like, bro. Because if you can't, if you were to tell somebody to push a broom and they're like, that's not my job. I don't know, man. I'm looking at you differently now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, where does your loyalty lie? Because it's clearly not to the team. It's to yourself and how the team can benefit you.
Yeah.
And so that won't happen to us anymore, though. You know, it's just not, because of the systems that we're putting in place to make sure that doesn't happen, and to ensure loyalty and core values and people to be representative of those core values is going to be the biggest thing. And this isn't me being, I'm so fucking smart. No, this is like the shit I'm learning as I'm building right now, bro. And I have people, you know, mentors and people that I talk to on a daily basis locally here and that are just friends to me now that have cued me to these processes and said, you know what you need to establish. And if you want to be taken more serious, you need systems, you need processes, you need procedures, you need to have core values, you need to start implementing all that. You need to start behaving like a fucking company and stop playing business.
Yeah.
I don't want to fucking play business anymore. I want to behave like a company, and I want to build our core values around loyalty, man. That's why I wanted to have this kind of discussion about it and just put it on the table, because it exists. It exists like crazy, and people are really, really bad with it and don't have any qualms with being that kind of a person. In fact, I almost believe that most of them don't even feel convinced that they are that kind of a person.
Yeah.
I think that some people will hear this and be like, well, that's not me.
I think
it is.
Yeah.
There'll be others who are like, he's talking about me, but won't admit that they did that. But they'll identify that I'm talking about them right now. You know what I mean? They'll definitely resonate with the shit I'm saying, but they're going to be like, that's not how it went.
Yeah.
But that's not who I am. She's like, all right, keep telling yourself that.
Well,
you know? So loyalty, man, it's more than just a tattoo.
For sure.
It really is. But a lot of people have that tattoo and don't have the principle. So it's kind of crazy. I don't know. Not a big crazy discussion, I guess, to have around this necessarily, man, but we're going to be consistent with putting out content, and we're getting better because we're taking notes and we're, you know, jotting down the things that we want to discuss. And as this goes, it's only going to get better because of that process, again, because we're creating a system and a process to come into this every week and deliver better content. So,
so it's definitely some food for thought. I mean, it wasn't crazy.
It's not even just food for thought. I really just wanted to talk some shit and just say it out loud. Like, we're living in a society that truly, truly lacks loyalty. And man, if you don't have loyalty, you're not going to get very far in life. There's a limit to what somebody who lacks this principle can do in their life. Mm-hmm. There really, truly is a fucking limit. And you'll be average and mediocre for the rest of your life if you don't identify it in yourself like I did. I knew I was being a disloyal person. I identified that in myself, and I started making corrections and fixing myself because I have a conscience about it, and I want to be a fucking good person. And I know that being good is rewarding just in general. You know what I mean? I don't expect monetary rewards, man. I just like to be rewarded by the universe, by karma, by whatever God wants to offer me for my nature, man. Like, that's all I'm looking for in life. I just want to have some peace and comfort in who I am and the way that I treat people. So loyalty is a big thing to me, man. It's truly a big thing, and it should be for everybody else. It's a value that everyone should have, and anyone who lacks it should get to work on correcting and fixing that, because I promise you, in the streets, in business, in life, in work, and whatever it is that you're doing, relationships, loyalty is one of the most important values that you can carry. Yeah. Because without it, man, you're just jumping from one situation to the next in a lateral move, and that's not how you go up, right? I don't know how much more logical it can be.
That's it right there.
Yeah. Well, we'll end on that note, because I think that was good. Fire.
Yeah, I was gonna say
it wasn't. I'm talking shit. I don't know anything. I don't know what I'm talking about. We're just talking about our experiences, man, and that's kind of my perspective on loyalty, because I've had a lot of experience with it. I like to believe I'm a pretty loyal person, outwardly to everyone, and very openly. I like to show my loyalty to people, but I haven't seen a lot of that reciprocation in some people who I thought otherwise of. Yeah. You know, over the time, I started to identify and learn and see, and that's probably why some case scenarios there was a cutoff. I think I even got vocal at one point about, like, yo, I'm cutting people the fuck off, you know, like, and nobody's ever left this team that walked away. Yeah. You know what I mean? They've all been cut off. Well, I think maybe one or two people caught wind of that and wanted to be the first ones to cut me off. Yeah. The only problem is they fucking lied to me and lost all their integrity about it. They could have been bold and made a fucking statement and been like, I'm done with you. I'm moving on because I don't believe in you or whatever you're doing. They didn't have the fucking balls to do that. Instead, they were just like, oh, no, you know, can't capacitate the workload. It's time to cut sponsorships for a while and focus on other things. And then, like, left to do sponsorships with other people and, you know, kind of walked away from it. It's just like, all right, cool. There you are. So I'll spell it out for you. You have no loyalty, and you've completely lost all your credibility in my eyes. Whether that means anything to you or not, could care less. But I'm not going to hide the way I feel about people anymore who are shitty, or who do shitty things to me. That's just the way it is. And I'm unapologetic about it, just like they were. So there's your fucking loyalty.